finals of the ASB Classic and eventually gives herself the opportunity to just have a little smile, not getting carried away for 33-year-old Magda Linette, now shining on the WTA Tour. Oh, it's fantastic from Eala. Oh, what a point. Both going at each other, taking lumps. Oh, it's just made it beautifully done. In just a few indications, she was close to bubbling there, Eala. Oh, clever. So clever. There she goes again. A wrong footer down the line.
She forced Linette to run miles, draining the veteran's energy until the 6-1 scoreline became an inevitability. Every time Linette tried to approach the net, EA punished her with passing shots that were so fast the cameras could barely catch them. It was a performance that demanded respect. For those who understand the technical side of the game, EA's ability to take the ball on the rise is what sets her apart. She robs her opponents of time. She makes world-class players feel rushed and panicked. That is the hallmark of a top 10 player. As we look forward, the impact of this win cannot be overstated. It gives her the confidence to know that no one is unbeatable. Whether it's a Grand Slam champion or a top 10 veteran, Alex Eala now knows she has the tools to dismantle anyone. The Miami Open will be remembered as the tournament where she transitioned from a rising star to a current threat. The Philippine flag is flying high in the world of tennis because of her courage. She carries the hopes of millions on her shoulders, and she does it with a smile and a lethal forehand. This is only the beginning. The world better get used to seeing her name deep into the second week of tournaments. Alexandra Eala is stronger, faster, and smarter than she has ever been. She is the pride of the Philippines, a nightmare for the WTA Tour, and an inspiration for every young athlete who dreams of greatness. The Miami Miracle was no fluke. It was a preview of the greatness that is yet to come. Keep your eyes on her because Alex Eala is not just playing the game, she is changing it forever. Every single point in that second set felt like a declaration of independence from the expectations of being just a junior. She was hitting the ball with a violence that belied her calm exterior. It was as if she was saying, "I belong here." And the world listened. When you see a young player break down a veteran like Linette, you aren't just watching a match. You're watching a transfer of energy. The wisdom of the tour was being challenged by the raw, unadulterated hunger of a teenager who refuses to take no for an answer. The way she handled the breakpoints was particularly telling. Most youngsters would tighten up, their swings becoming shorter, their feet becoming stagnant. Eala did the opposite. On breakpoint, she went for the lines. She trusted her training. She trusted the thousands of hours she spent hitting balls in the Mediterranean sun at the academy. That level of self-belief is what separates the champions from the contenders. And let's talk about the physical side of her game. To beat Linette, you have to be an elite athlete. Linette is known for her defensive prowess, her ability to get one more ball back, and her lung-busting rallies. Eala didn't just match her, she surpassed her. Her lateral movement was explosive. Her recovery time after a grueling 20-shot rally was almost instantaneous. She looked fresh in the final game while a seasoned pro looked spent. This speaks to the professionalism of her camp and her own dedication to her craft. This isn't just talent. This is engineering. This is the result of a meticulously planned ascent to the top of the sport. From a global perspective, this win is a seismic event. Tennis has long been dominated by traditional powerhouses, but Eala is redrawing the map. She is proving that with the right foundation and an unbreakable will, greatness can come from anywhere. She is opening doors for an entire continent of athletes. But for today, she is simply Alex Eala, the giant killer of Miami. The way she closed out the match was the ultimate sign of her maturity. No drama, no collapse, just pure cold-blooded efficiency. She served for the match with the composure of someone who has done it 1,000 times before. When that final point landed, the roar from the crowd wasn't just for the win. It was for the realization that they were witnessing history. As the tennis world moves forward, Alex Eala's name will be circled in red on every draw. No one wants to see her in their section. No one wants to deal with that lefty serve or that relentless pressure. She has officially put the tour on notice. This isn't a flash in the pan. This isn't a lucky week. This is the emergence of a new force in women's tennis. The road to the top is long and paved with challenges. But after watching her dismantle Magda Linette, it's clear that Eala isn't just walking that road. She's leading the pack. Laban Pilipinas, the world is watching, and Alex Eala is putting on a show that no one will ever forget. This is the definition of power, the definition of grace, and the definition of a true champion. Every strike of the ball in that second set was a heartbeat of a nation. She didn't just win a match. She captured the imagination of the global tennis community. The 6-1 final set wasn't just a score. It was a loud, clear, and undeniable warning to the rest of the tour. Alexandra Eala is here. She is elite, and she is just getting started. If you look into the eyes of Alex Eala during a changeover, you don't see the nerves of a teenager. You see a cold, calculating intensity. It's the kind of stare that greats like Serena Williams or Maria Sharapova possessed. It's a refusal to be intimidated by the name across the net or the size of the stadium. Against Linette, that mental fortitude was her greatest weapon. When the first set was hanging in the balance, when the crowd was buzzing and the momentum was swaying like a pendulum, Eala remained the calmest person in the building. That is something you can't teach. You can teach a forehand. You can teach a serve, but you can't teach that killer instinct. It's something you're born with or you're not. And Alex Eala was born to be a champion. The technical breakdown of her 6-1 second set victory should be studied by every aspiring player. It was a lesson in how to use the geometry of the court. By hitting her lefty forehand heavy and short in the court, she pulled Linette wide, forcing her to hit a weak running backhand. Eala would then step inside the baseline and rip a flat backhand to the open corner. It was phase 1 phase 2 tennis, systematic, robotic in its perfection. Linette, one of the smartest players on tour, had no answer. Every time she tried to change the tactic, Eala was one step ahead. If Linette sliced, Eala used her incredible core strength to lift the ball and keep it deep. If Linette came to the net, Eala dipped the ball at her feet. It was a complete performance. We must also recognize the significance of the lefty advantage. In the professional ranks, being a left-hander is like having a secret code. The ball spins differently, the angles are inverted, and the serve curves away from the opponent's strength. Eala uses this to maximum effect. Her wide serve on the ad court is a nightmare for right-handed players, opening up the entire court for a simple winner on the next shot. Against Linette, this play was her bread and butter. It earned her free points and kept her service game short, allowing her to put all her energy into her return games. This tactical intelligence is why she is already competing at a top 50 level. But beyond the stats and the tactics, there is the soul of a warrior. Alex Eala plays for more than just herself. You can see it in the way she interacts with the fans, the way she thanks her team, and the way she carries the flag. She knows she is a pioneer. She knows that every win she secures is a brick in the foundation of a new era for Asian tennis. She was playing for history. And history will remember this match as the moment the world realized that the next great superstar doesn't come from Florida or Eastern Europe. She comes from the Philippines. As she moves deeper into her career, the challenges will only get tougher. The scouting reports will get longer, the opponents will get more familiar with her game, and the pressure will only increase. But if this match against Magda proved anything, it's that Alex Eala thrives under that pressure. She doesn't crack, she hardens. She doesn't shy away from the spotlight. She shines in it. The Miami Open was just one chapter in what promises to be a legendary book. For the fans who were there, for the people watching at home in Manila, and for the global tennis community, this was more than a match. It was a revelation. It was the birth of a legend. Let's dive deeper into the sheer physicality that Eala brings to the court. In the modern game, athleticism is the entry fee. You cannot survive if you cannot move. Eala's footwork is a symphony of efficiency. Watch the way she prepares for a shot. Her small adjustment steps are reminiscent of the greatest clay courters, ensuring she is always in the perfect position to strike. Against Linette, who is known for her own movement, Eala looked like she was playing on a different surface. She was gliding. Her ability to change direction, to stop on a dime and explode toward a drop shot, is world-class. This physical peak didn't happen by accident. It is the result of thousands of hours in the gym, of sprints until her lungs burned, and of a discipline that most people cannot comprehend. Think about the mental burden she carries. When she walks onto a court at a WTA 1000 event, she isn't just Alex. She is the representative of millions of people. That kind of weight can crush a veteran, let alone a teenager. Yet, she wears it like a cape. She draws strength from it. In the post-match moments, when the adrenaline is still surging, her first thoughts are often of her home and her supporters. That groundedness, that humility is what makes her a true superstar. She is relatable yet extraordinary. She is the girl next door who happens to hit the ball harder than almost anyone on the planet. This victory over Linette is also a testament to the Rafa Nadal Academy's philosophy. You can see the Manicore spirit in every point, the refusal to give up on a single ball, the intensity on every practice rep, the respect for the opponent combined with a ruthless desire to win. Eala is the crown jewel of that academy, proof that their system can produce champions from every corner of the globe. She has taken that Spanish dirt baller mentality and translated it perfectly to the lightning-fast hard courts of the Pro Tour. It is a terrifying combination for the rest of the WTA. Imagine the locker room after that match. The veterans looking at the scores, seeing a qualifier take out a seeded powerhouse 7-6, 6-1. The whispers begin. Have you seen the kid from the Philippines? Did you see that forehand? This is how a reputation is built. It's built on results that defy logic. It's built on the wreckage of established careers. Alex Eala is building a skyscraper and she's doing it one victory at a time. The world of sports often looks for the next big thing. And usually it's all hype. But with Eala, the evidence is in the scoreline. The evidence is in the trophy case. The evidence is in the way she dismantled a world-class athlete in the prime of her career. The Miami Open has always been a place where legends announce themselves. It's where Agassi, SRA, Serena, and Venus made their marks. It's a tournament that demands greatness because of the conditions, the wind, the sun, the humidity, and the crowd. By conquering Linette in this environment, Eala has signaled that she is a big occasion player. She loves the theater of it all. That is the final piece of the puzzle for a future number one. As the sun set over Miami on that historic day, the landscape of tennis had changed. A new name was etched into the consciousness of every fan. Alexandra Eala didn't just win a tennis match. She started a movement. She showed every young kid in Southeast Asia that the world stage belongs to them, too. She showed the world that the Philippines is a tennis nation. And most importantly, she showed herself that she belongs at the very top. The 7-6, 6-1 scoreline is just numbers on a page, but the performance behind it was a masterpiece. It was a symphony of power, a ballet of movement, and a war of wills. The journey from the junior ranks to the Pro Tour is a graveyard of could-have-beens. Many stars shine bright at 16 only to fade away by 20. But Eala is different. You can see it in her eyes. You can see it in her work ethic. She isn't satisfied with one win. She isn't satisfied with one milestone. She wants it all. And after watching her dominate Magda Linette, who would be brave enough to bet against her? She is the perfect blend of youth and maturity, of power and finesse. She is the total package. So, as we look toward the future, toward the Grand Slams and the Olympic Games, one thing is certain: Alexandra Eala will be there. She will be the one hitting those gunshot forehands, she will be the one sliding across the court, she will be the one lifting the trophies. The era of Eala has begun, and it is going to be a long, glorious reign. Witnessing her evolution is a privilege, a front-row seat to the making of a legend. The world better get ready, because the fire she started in Miami is never going to go out. It's only going to get hotter. It's only going to burn brighter. Alex Eala is the future, the present, and the pride of a nation. This is her time. This is her world, and she is just getting started. Think about the sheer audacity of her game. To play with that much risk and have it pay off with such high precision requires a level of confidence that is borderline supernatural. Against Linette, Eala wasn't just hitting balls. She was painting a portrait of her own ambition. Every winner was a brushstroke. Every ace was a signature. She didn't let the veteran dictate a single point. If Linette tried to go cross-court, Eala went down the line. If Linette tried to slow the pace, Eala injected speed. It was a masterclass in counter-punching and aggressive baseline play. This is the hallmark of the new generation: fearless, physically dominant, and tactically flexible. What makes Eala truly special is her match IQ. She understands when to push and when to pull. In that tight first set, she realized Linette was finding success with the slice. Instead of panicking or overhitting, Eala adjusted her swing path, getting lower with her legs and using her wrist to generate extra topspin. This forced Linette to play a higher ball, which Eala then crushed for a winner. That level of in-match adjustment is usually reserved for the top 10. For a teenager to do it on one of the biggest stages in the world is nothing short of extraordinary. And let's not forget the serve. For a player who isn't 6 feet tall, Eala's serve is a technical marvel. It's about the pop at the point of contact. It's about the disguise. Linette, an elite returner, was guessing for most of the match. Eala's ability to hit all 4 corners of the service box with the same toss is a weapon that will serve her well for the rest of her career. It allows her to hold serve easily, putting immense pressure on her opponent's service games. In the second set, that pressure became too much for Linette to handle. The Polish wall finally crumbled under the weight of Eala's relentless assault. As we look at the trajectory of Philippine sports, we've seen the rise of Manny Pacquiao in boxing and Hidalgo Diaz in weightlifting. These are icons who unified a nation.